Hello everyone, how are you all doing? Just coming back from the beach. So, Twinflame for this week. And when I was meditating at the beach, I heard the work you both did will bring you back in union. So you both did a lot of work, divine masculine and divine feminine. And it was needed. It was needed to do a lot of work to clear out the fears, the karmic patterns, and the stuff that you need to attract the right vibration to be in union together. So, let's see what is up for the divine masculine this week and what is up for the divine feminine. Okay, it could be that I get some interruption because my Wi-Fi is not that strong here in Egypt. So bear with me if that happens. Okay. On his mind, union. For the divine masculine, he has union on his mind. It's ether and matter. What you see in the fifth dimensional realm and what you feel, you bring it into matter. You bring it down to the earthly plane. So it could be your thoughts, your vibration, your feelings, everything what you shifted brings you back in this union. So it's you spiritualize you spiritualize the matter. So what you're thinking of, what is in the spiritual realm, you bring it down to this earthly plane and you bring it in fruition. New life, and that means there is a new life. You worked on the karmic issues and the patterns that you normally attract. You see a pattern in the people that you are attracting, and we think opposites attract, right? But it's more like the right vibration. It's vibrational. You attract what's in your vibration. And that means what's in your vibration, that is what you draw towards you. So when, for instance, you have a radio station on 668.9 and the other is on the frequency of 88.8, you know, you won't match that frequency. But when you are clearing out a lot of karmic aspects and you're clearing out a lot of patterns that you are aware of, then you're coming closer and closer to that 88.8 frequency, and then it's possible to come in again. So that's what's going on with the twin flames at the moment. So new sparkles, you know, the spark is arising, and you think, okay, this is what activates me, you know, what the sparkle of the divine feminine is attracting within you. And that is that you sit on that same frequency. And you're bedding in the light. Both of you are taking on that light frequency. You are taking on that frequency where you both are at, and you blending it in. So that's really, really amazing, divine masculine. So this is going on in his mind space. He is very attracted to the frequency of the Divine Feminine, but also of her, she mirrored you in the things that you did. So for instance, how your behavior is, that is also the response that you got from the Divine Feminine. And when you clear that behavior out for yourself, you know, the Divine Feminine comes in with another frequency. So that is clearing out the karma, and vice versa. You know, so both of you, you did the work, both of you exploring new things in your life. So what is in your heart space, Divine Masculine? What is in the heart space? The Lemurian guides, the Lemurian codes. Your sister, a friend, teacher of the infinite. Still in your heart space, you know, that's still in your heart space. That it is your friend, that you know, I leave it, I'm not doing the work, you know, let the Divine Masculine do the work. And that's not working. If you just let's say, for instance, oh, the Divine Masculine has to do the work and you're not doing the work, you know, then it's just one-sided. So the vibration will not come there in alignment. So that's why the Divine Feminine also took the action, because she has the knowledge that she said, okay, if the Divine Masculine is doing the work, I need to do my work. And the more I see the things and the more I feel them and I can let them go, the less I will attract of what I had before in my life. You know, as we say, we always say, oh, I don't want this anymore. But what do you want in your life? If you say, I don't want this in my life, guess what you get? You get that vibration to test you. And when you say, okay, I'm focusing on something different, that has a different frequency, that comes closer to mine, that is what you really attract. And there is space for grace in both of you. Both of you have that space of grace, have that space of forgiveness, and being able to forgive, because that's the compassion of Kuan Yin that is floating through the Divine Feminine. But also I have a feeling the Divine Masculine can forgive and have that compassion. He's not getting personal on a frequency. You know, he's not getting personal with people, because he knows that everybody works on a different vibration and it needs the right time. The only thing, what I feel, is that the Divine Feminine also has to look at her vibration to say, okay, the actions I take towards the Divine Masculine, was that the right decision? And I know that the Divine Feminine is mirroring the behavior of the Divine Masculine, because some things, when you come close to someone, you know, sometimes it can be very overwhelming for the Divine Feminine, and you need to have a little bit more space for yourself to see which direction you want to go with your life, what your priorities are. Is that fitting in with that love and that connection that you have in your life? You know, sometimes the love overrides everything, but also the action that you need to take to get that love in on that right vibration, that is what needs to be worked at. You know, otherwise you attract trauma bonding time and time and time again if you don't work, you know, with those energies, or with those past wounds, or with that karmic energy or toxic energies. You know, most of the time karmic is toxic. So Yeah. Way of the pearls, yeah. Divine Feminine is diving deep. You know, it's a liminal space what you are, and she's diving into the oceans, deep into the waters, clearing herself, clearing the energies, and diving deep for that pearl. That she knows when she is diving in that energy of trust, time of growth, time for letting go, releasing. Then she know there will be a rebirth out of it, and she is coming closer and closer to that inner light, to that inner pearl that she is carrying, and that is so powerful. It's so amazing what is happening. So it could be that divine masculine and divine feminine were in separation because or there was disrespect, or there was no communication, or they both thought the same thing, you know, this is not going to work because it wasn't on that same vibration. And it only can happen when the masculine gets out of that control, you know, even the masculine within the feminine, you know, needs to get out of control. My glasses are totally crooked. But the divine feminine also, you know, her masculine side needs to get out of control. So that is what I hear the divine feminine worked on letting go of the control of what needs to happen, when it needs to happen, the expectations, and attracting more ease and grace and more flow in her life. And when she let go of that outcome, you know, everything started to shift and change and flow in her life. So the things that she wants in her life, what she set out into the universe, is getting visible already. And that don't always has to do with the twin flame or with the journey, but more the things she has a passion for. You know, she said, okay, I need to do this kind of work. I know this kind of work takes out a lot of me. You know, it takes out all my energy. It takes out all it needs all my love, all my attention, all my frequencies. Because for me, for instance, I'm in the Sinai and I'm waiting for more friends to come in, you know, so we can do the work on Palestine and Israel, and we need to do that energetically also. So we need first to have that transformation in ourselves, not to be able to judge both of them, because that's what we're heading towards at the moment. Now the Israeli get get judged, you know, and the Palestinian get just judged. But we need to have that space that we still can have that open heart to embrace both of them, because what is happening, it's not the you know, not the civilians, you know, it's the higher level that we also need to see with a different view. You know, we don't know everything. We don't know everything. So we have to think more into union instead of separation. And the more we work with that, the more union and harmony we get. And that's in our personal life, but also outside of our life. If we all start to think about war, you know, and call it evil, what actually is backwards for life, you know, then we have to shift and change that vibration to life, you know, instead of judging it. And that's not an easy task to do. I tell you, it's not an easy task, but we still have to carry through with that energy. Okay? How does the divine masculine sees the divine feminine as the dolphin? Playful, the vibration is okay. Even the playing at the moment in the vibration that you are and what you're going to do is remarkable. You can smile again, you can laugh again, you have joy again, and everything will shift for you. And share your flow, you know, share your flow, share what is in your life, share what is going on with you, yeah, because sometimes when we get hurt or there is a different vibration in our area, we can have that vibration that we close ourselves off because you feel something is off or something is not right in that right vibration. So you shut yourself down, and the other person probably thinks, oh well, I don't get the attention, or there is not effort to be done. I'm not giving anything back anymore, you know, and then you're in that separation again. So you're both working against each other instead of opening up towards each other. And that needs work, because there could be a fear of being hurt again, or then there's work to be done. I know that the divine feminine gives a lot, is giving, is loving, is caring, but also needs to have her space when she gets overwhelmed. For the divine masculine, integration. You know, you're integrating your light. You need to forgive yourself and others. Reunion is coming your way, and let go of differences. Open the door and open your heart. This is for the divine masculine. It's going on with that divine light, that transparency that needs to come out and be able to work with the rainbow energy. You know, let that light shine through. Let that light open your heart. You know, and stop the judging, or this person is this and this person is that. You know, that's also what you attract in your life if you start to have those frequencies that are within yourself. So that's what's happening. You attract what you don't want, and you attract what you do want. So you need to bridge those feelings, you know, what you do want. From what you don't want to what do you want. You need to make a bridge in that. You know, otherwise you keep on hanging on in that same vibration, and you attract what you don't want. Divine feminine, blessings are coming your way. You're honoring all life. There is an exchange of joy without any karma and or sacrifice. So divine feminine, count your blessings. Joy and bliss and receiving is coming your way. You know, without sacrificing yourself. You know, you're doing the work without the sacrifice. You know, you can give yourself new codes that you don't have to sacrifice anymore. So in all what you do, make sure that joy is there. Make sure you're coming in that higher vibration, that you work through the things, that you let it go, step out of it, and make the new leap, okay? So how is the divine masculine seeing the divine feminine? As the portals are open, new energies and frequencies are coming in. The doorways into the now, that's your portal. So stay in the now, stay in that space, letting go of the warrior, letting go of fighting, letting go of that frequency that you have to fight. You know, we don't have to fight each other. We don't have to do that anymore. When we're creating from that heart space and we're staying in the now, when we creating a lot of joy, you know, when we're creating a lot of joy, then that energy will also go that direction where it needs to go. So, and sometimes we get still tested, you know, when we have not enough sleep, or we are tired, or we're coming in a different surroundings. We need to ground, we need to feel and create a new vibration for ourselves, because sometimes the collective in some other places are more dense than anywhere else. So you have to see if your vibration can stay up, you know. And when we are getting tired or getting lower in our vibration, then we have to do some work, you know. And sometimes we just have to say no to that vibration. So if there's a vibration coming in that you really don't like, or that is really not in your highest interest, in your highest good, just say no to it. And then automatically it will get out of your surroundings, get out of your vibration, because you say no. Okay. So what is how is the, and that is, he sees the divine feminine also as a walking portal, you know. Yeah, and how does she sees the divine masculine? As the Lemurian shaman, you know. He's doing shadow work, you know. He's doing the shadow work. He's working with his shadow, and he knows also when he's interacting with the divine feminine, some shadow aspects of him are coming up, because he can't sometimes handle that vibration of the divine feminine, because it's so much light, and that light shines on that shadow that still needs to, or still is able to shift and change, you know. And he knows that her gaze and her truth is what is resonating with him within, but is probably not ready yet to surrender to it. So when he starts to do the work within, he starts to recognize also that that he has to go beyond that fear, beyond the fear of, you know, not being good enough, on the fear of shame or regret, or telling himself, oh my gosh, I have so much work to do. You know, if you see it as a new initiation, as instead of just I'm not good enough, then all things will shift and change for you, divine masculine. Okay. So, and that is happening at the moment in the union between the masculine and the feminine. So do your work, do the things that you need to do, and union will be a part of that. Maybe not with sometimes it's not with the one that you think that you had in mind. Sometimes a whole different energy comes through, and sometimes to see how it must be or how it can be, and then the work starts. And then you will find out for yourself, am I in the right direction? Am I going through that right direction? And we have so many portals at the moment, you know. We have the 7th. We had, today it's, no, the 7th. The 6th is a portal, the 7th is a portal, and the 9 is a portal. And the 9 is the 999. It's the 999 portal that is shifting and changing everything. It's changing the karma, it's changing, it's letting go. It's a huge one before we stepping into the 1010 portal. So we know we're wrapping up this whole period of karma. What I felt about Israel and Gaza and Palestine, that it's the crucifixion of Jesus all over again, you know. But then the other way around, you know. It's yeah, the victim becomes the perpetrator, right? And that's what is happening at the moment. So what is done to them, it's happening again. But then now Palestine is the victim of it, and some things needs to be changed, and we can do that with all the love, with all the passion, with our open hearts, you know. Coming from powerful places, you know. I'm going to the mountain of Moses, you know, that's next door, and doing some work there to get the things activated, turn around, and making new loops. What everybody is doing all over the world and showing it, we also need to do it in an energetic way. So, because it's above, so below, right? So that's what we need to integrate. And that's also getting spirit into matter, you know, getting it done on this earthly plane. Reprogram your soul for the divine masculine. Let go, raise the vibration, and reclaim your light, reclaim your heart back. Because I have a feeling, divine masculine, I hear lock, 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 lock. You know, I'm closing now the door, and I make sure there are multiple locks on my door, so my heart won't be hurt anymore. Guess what? You look out all the possibilities, not even love, but all the possibilities of what you are able to receive in your life. So when you say no to open your heart, you know, that's what you will receive, you know, also in your life. And if you say, oh, I have an open heart, I will share my, I throw off all the locks, you know, that I protected myself with. Go to every lock and see what every lock means for you in your life. And I see that the divine masculine is aware, and sometimes the divine masculine shifts between the knight and the king, because the knight is the warrior and the king is the one who is in control of all 4 elements. So yeah, I see that. It's reclaiming your energy. Oh, where are you? Reclaiming and open those locks, you know, of that heart, and say, I'm ready to receive. I'm ready to let that energy in, what I really want to feel in my life, because he doesn't, I have a feeling he doesn't know anymore how to feel when he's in that warrior energy. You know, when he's in the energy of doing overwork, overachieving. He doesn't know what to feel anymore in that heart space, you know, and that can only be unlocked by himself. So, Merkaba activation for the Divine Feminine. You're grounded, you're shielded, and you're protected. So whatever comes your way, Divine Feminine, you are protected. That's also what gives you the courage, what gives you, because your heart is open, you're giving, you are showing people the right direction. And that is also why that huge protection is coming in, because you're doing it from the right reason. You're doing it from the heart space because you love. And you are love, Divine Feminine. So you're coming from that space, and from that space, you know, things will come to you, and you will receive also a lot of love. People that surrounding you with the right vibration, that is want to support you, that want to hold you, that want to help you, that is creating that energy field that makes your energy field bigger, their energy field bigger, so there is more to give and more work can be done. So know that you are protected, that there is a shield around you, that whatever happens, you know, whatever happens, you are safe. You are so safe. So, and you're not only protecting yourself, you're also protecting the earth, you know, and that is your highest priority, the earth and the people that walk this land, walk this plane. I hear Divine Masculine, I am enough. Let go of all the expectations. Let go of that energy of it needs to be this way, it needs to be that way, and I want it like this, and I want it like that, and that's the control again. That the masculines, you know, are carrying for eons and eons. And it will be transmuted, it will be transformed by the Divine Feminine. You know, she will trigger your control issues. She will trigger everything what you want to have the control of. And actually, you holding yourself here on a chain. Well, you want to fly out, but you're still connected to that chain of the control. So surrender it into flow, you know, and not knowing where to go, not knowing what the outcome will be, not knowing what where you're heading, you know, no plans, no interruptions, nothing, just go and go with that flow and see where you end up, where you need to do your work and what you need to do. So that is what creates transformation for the Divine Feminine. What is that? That's interesting. Yeah, the battle of the head as of the heart. So the heart and the head are connected together. So let the heart lead. Let your heart lead, not your head. You know, I already channeled it, that we have to let go of that expectation of the outcome, when it will be and what it will be, but focus on what is good for humanity, what is good for the world, what is good, what is the highest good for you. And when we stepping into that realm, you know, everything will unfold. Yeah, so that's what I hear. One card for divine masculine and the divine feminine when they are coming into union. Oops. Sacred sexuality. Wow. The objectification. No. Don't see the women as an object. Don't see the women as, oh, I can use that, or I can have interaction or sexuality, or there's always need to be an attraction, of course, from the heart space and from the soul. Most of the time when you are in a twin flame journey, the souls attract each other because they recognize something in each other's energy that is familiar, or that is from a past life that needs to be worked out, and not sexualize it. You know, it's the union. You're accessing the unified field. When you're coming together and you think about having an intercourse with that person, then you objectify the person. But when you come in that twin flame unified field, you know, then you're thinking about sacred sexuality and not about just the deed itself, you know, and how it needs to evolve. So by the sacred sexuality, you are entering the unified field of source, you know, you're entering source. And instead of sometimes we going into that lower vibration of as an object or a sexuality, you know, then you're entering the wounds, you know, of each other. You're entering the wounds, and you need to be aware what you are dumping into the divine feminine. You need to be aware what you giving to the divine masculine. You know, if your wounds are not healed, you give those wounds. If you slept, for instance, with multiple women, you know, you're also entering their energy into someone else, you know, and that energy can be broken, can be distorted, can be filthy, can be, you know, and all kinds of diseases can access your sacred womb space. But also for the divine masculine counts the same. If a woman has multiple partners, you know, you will be left with the residue of that energy. So that's why the divine feminine is so exclusive with her energy. That's why most of the divine feminine are in celibate. Not because they don't enjoy sexual intercourse or sexual connection. No, just because energetically sexual transfer and energetically transfer. So, and that's what the divine masculine knows. The divine masculine knows when I am interacting with the divine feminine, we come together, we enter source. And that source, what I'm entering, is sacred. It's not for everyone, it's sacred. And that's what he knows, that that's why the divine feminine is so picky, you know, of the divine masculine. If she knows he slept with multiple women, it's a no-go, you know. Then he needs to clear out his system first, energetically and mentally, but also physically. He needs to clear that space. So, and that's not an easy task at the moment and in this era for the masculine. So she probably will enter or attract someone who has the same values and who is celibate also for a longer period of time. Okay, guys, this was it for this week. Amazing, amazing, amazing. What is happening? Feel love. Keep that heart open. Be a sister, a brother for all the people that are in this tremendous energy. Dive deep. Do your work. Come out in the joyful energy and go through the portals. Work with those portals. You know, we also can protect those portals, not only here on the earthly plane, but also in the realm. And when we protect those portals, you know, the more easy it is to let new souls and higher vibrational golden print children, diamond light children can come into this world. And they are the ones that are going to create even a better space and a better place on this earth. We are just the road openers. Okay? All the love, all the blessings, and see you next time. Bye-bye.